Good afternoon, sir. I'm Retchelyn Grace Pepito from 10G. So today, I'm going to discuss the 5 organs of female reproductive system. So first of all, what is the female reproductive system? The female reproductive system is made up of the internal and external sex organs that function in reproduction of new offspring. In humans, the female reproductive system is immature at birth and develops to maturity at puberty to be able to produce gametes and to carry fetus to full term. The main function of the female reproductive system is to produce eggs to be fertilized and to provide the space and condition to allow a baby to develop. In order for this to happen, the female reproductive system also has the structure necessary to allow sperm from a man to meet the ova of a woman. 5 organs of the female reproductive system. The first one is vagina. The vagina is an elastic muscular canal with a soft, flexible lining that provides lubrication and sensation. The vagina connects the uterus to the outside world. The vulva and labia form the entrance, and the cervix of the uterus protrudes into the vagina, forming the inferior end. The vagina has 3 main functions. The first one is to provide a passageway for blood and mucosal tissue from the uterus during a woman's monthly period. The second one is to receive the penis during sexual intercourse and hold the sperm until they pass it into the uterus. The third one is to provide a passageway for a childbirth. The second organ is the uterus. The uterus is the hollow, pear-shaped organ in a woman's pelvis. The uterus is where a fetus develops and grows, also called womb. The function of the uterus is to nourish and house a fertilized egg until a fetus or offspring is ready to be delivered. The third organ is the uterine tubes, also known as oviducts or fallopian tubes, are the female structures that transports the ova from the ovary to the uterus each month. In the presence of sperm and fertilization, the uterine tubes transport the fertilized egg to the uterus for implantation. The fourth organ is the cervix. The cervix is the lower portion of the uterus, an organ of the female reproductive tract. It connects the vagina with the main body of the uterus, acting as a gateway between them. What is the role of the cervix in the female reproductive system? The cervix is the door to the female reproductive system. Anatomically, it must allow sperm passage into the uterus through the endocervical canal, and it must produce mucus to facilitate sperm entry. The last organ is the ovary. The ovary is an organ found in the female reproductive system that produces an ovum. When released, this travels down the fallopian tube into the uterus, where it may become fertilized by a sperm. There is an ovary found on each side of the body. What is the function of ovary in female reproductive system? Ovaries makes eggs and hormones like estrogen and progesterone. These hormones help girls to develop and make it possible for a woman to have a baby. The ovaries release an egg as a part of woman's cycle. That was the 5 organs of the female reproductive system: the vagina, uterus, fallopian tube, cervix, and ovary. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Jermel Plantilla from 10G. So today I'm going to discuss the 5 organs of male reproductive system. The penis contains 2 main chambers, the cavernosa and carpora. Function of penis. The penis is used for penetrative sexual activity and urination. Fact about penis. Your penis twice as long as you think. Scrotum, the glands that produce sperm. The function of scrotum is to protect the testes and keep them at a temperature several degrees below the normal body temperature. Fact about scrotum. Scrotum is a thin external sac that is located under the penis. Testes is the main source of male hormones such as testosterone, also known as testicles. The main function of testes is to produce and storing sperm. Epididymis is a long coiled tube that transports sperm into the testes. It performs multiple functions such as sperm transport, concentration, protection, and storage. Facts about epididymis. Comprise 3 sections: head, body, and tail. Prostate gland surrounds top of the portion of the tube that drains urine from the bladder. The prostate's primary function is to produce fluid that nourishes and transports sperm, or seminal fluid.
Good afternoon, Sir Bartar. I'm Retchelyn Grace Pepito from 10G, presenting nervous system. The nervous system is a complex collection of nerves and specialized cells known as neurons that transmit signals between different parts of the body. It is essentially the body's electrical wiring. Structurally, the nervous system has 2 components, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Brain is the mass of nerve tissue in the anterior end of an organism. The brain integrates sensory information and directs motor responses. In higher vertebrates, it is also the center of learning. The brain controls your ability to think, talk, feel, see, hear, remember things, walk, and much more. It even controls your breathing. The brain is a mass of supportive tissues and nerves connected to the spinal cord. Some of the nerves in the brain go right to the eyes, ears, and other parts of the head. Spinal cord. The spinal cord is the part of the central nervous system that conducts sensory information from the peripheral nervous system to the brain, and motor information from the brain to muscular or glandular tissue. The brain and the spinal cord are your body's central nervous system. The brain is the command center for your body, and the spinal cord is the pathway for messages sent by the brain to the body and from the body to the brain. Cerebellum. The cerebellum is a region of the brain that plays an important role in the integration of sensory perception and motor output. The cerebellum integrates these pathways, using the constant feedback on body position to fine-tune motor movements. The cerebellum receives apparent information about voluntary muscle movements from the cerebral cortex and from the muscles, tendons, and joints. It is also receives information concerning balance from the vestibular nuclei. Brachial plexus. Brachial plexus is the network of nerves originating from the spinal cord in the cervical spine that is responsible for control of movement and sensory innervation in the upper extremity. The brachial plexus is a major network of nerves transmitting signals responsible for motor and sensory innervation of the upper extremities, including the shoulder, arm, and hand. It originates from the ventral rami of C5 through T1 spinal nerves. Radial nerve. This is the nerve that travels from the armpit down the back of the arm onto the hand. It helps you move your arm, wrist, and hand. The radial nerve travels down the arm and supplies movement to the triceps muscle at the back of the upper arm. The radial nerve runs down the underside of your arm and controls movement of the triceps muscle, which is located at the back of the upper arm. The radial nerve is responsible for extending the wrist and fingers. It also controls sensation in part of the hand.
Good morning, Sir Bartar. I'm James Rey Galarido from 10G, presenting the endocrine system. Endocrine system is a complex network of glands and organs. It uses hormones to control and coordinate your body metabolism, energy level, reproduction, growth and development, and response to injury, stress, and mood. The following are integral parts of the endocrine system. Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is located at the base of the brain, near the optic chiasm, where the optic nerves behind each eye cross and meet. The hypothalamus secretes hormones that stimulate or suppress the release of hormones in pituitary gland. In addition to controlling water balance, sleep, temperature, appetite, and blood pressure. Thyroid and parathyroid. The thyroid gland and parathyroid glands are located in front of the neck, below the larynx. The thyroid plays an important role in the body metabolism. The parathyroid glands play an important role in the regulation of the body's calcium balance. Thymus. The thymus is located in the upper part of the chest and produces white blood cells, cells that fight infections and destroy abnormal cells. Ovary. A woman's ovaries are located on both sides of the uterus, below the opening of the fallopian tube. In addition to containing the egg cells necessary for reproduction, the ovaries and also produce estrogen and progesterone. Testes. A man's testes are located in a pouch that hangs suspended outside the male body. The testes produce testosterone and sperm.